Okay, everybody, here we go. Hello. It's me, Greg Mannarino, Thursday, July 13th, 2023. Yes, just real quick, Lava Girl, thank you. She's going to take over this for a little bit here, take care of all of you lions and friends while I'm away. Big announcement, this is going to be my final video for about a week. I am moving. I thought I can get a video out tomorrow, can't do it. I'll be on the road driving across country from Nevada over to Florida. Make a couple stops on the way. So about a week you'll see me, but Lava Girl is going to take over. And I think that's just fantastic. People, so much to talk about in this particular video. So stick around. We got stuff to do. Let's start off. I mean, there's so many big things going on. XRP, my XRP friends and family out here. Are you guys and girls checking that out? XRP like 75, 76% higher on the day. Cryptos did really great today overall. We'll talk more about that later. But XRP absolutely epic, winning a ruling here by a judge against the SEC, and XRP took off. And congratulations to, well, I guess all of us who are into it, understand it, as well as cryptocurrencies in general. Anyway, well, like I said, we'll talk more about that in a minute. Mitch, thank you. Anyway, so let's start off with this. In just the last 4 days, I want you to ponder what I'm about to say to you here. In 4 days, we have watched the 10-year yield drop 34 basis points. 34 basis. This is almost unheard of. Again, an enormous amount of debt buying is happening, and the U.S. dollar on a relative strength basis continues to literally fall through the floor. We are at an over 1 year low with regard to the relative strength of the dollar. Thank you, Norseman. Wow, thank you for that. Um, and on the back of, again, I mean, what word can I use? People hate when I say crater or plummet. I don't know. It's markedly lower. You know, it's funny. People complain about like words and languages, and it's kind of odd when you, I guess when you get a following like we're at. Yes, MMRI 233. Is that astonishing? We were at 260 just the other day, 4 days ago. Now we're at 3 days ago. Now we're at, it's unbelievable. Ever since the MMRI started to come down from 260, I mean, this market has just gone off to the races as an enormous amount of debt buying. And I mean, who has that kind of firepower to move bond yields that much? Obviously, we know who it is. Anyway, going back to the terms and use of words, people complain about the darndest things. So, I mean, crater. That's the fact. When you see a move like this in the bond market, again, what's the driver? Tell Greg Mannarino just one more time, all my lovely friends, Perry, Lava Girl, Old Man Odin, all you people. How does it work? Okay, suppressed rates from here. I mean, going back until the last meltdown of '08, we have to talk more about that too. Have inflated the biggest, most monumental monster, and I'm talking about the debt market in the history of the world. On the back of that, we've had a super hyper bubble in the stock market. We have to talk more about that too in just a bit. So just hang on here. I mean, it's beyond epic proportions. It's just too much here. And as you can see, this mechanism continues. It's continuing, right, Joey Sox? Absolutely. You see? I mean, it's just, why does anyone talk about what's going on here except you and I? I mean, I think we're pretty clear on this. Yes, Alan Greenspan, it is pretty fugazi as well. You guys and girls are the best. You have no idea how much I love all of you, and I mean that. Thanks again, Mitch. You guys, you're wacky. You're crazy, bro. Anyway, so market's putting on some gains today on the back of all this. MMRI cratering, falling through the floor. Risk in this market seems to be evaporating. I would not be surprised to see the MMRI maybe it'll drop below 200. I have no idea. But if they keep this up, I mean, a 34 basis point drop in the 10-year yield, I don't think I've ever seen this before. Maybe some of you can recall when you've seen this before in just 3 or 4 days, but it's pretty monumental. And the relative strength of the dollar falling off of a cliff like this as of late. I mean, it's all part of the same thing. Why is the dollar weakening like this against other currencies? Again, because the market participants, currency traders all understand clearly that the Federal Reserve is obviously buying all the debt, is going to continue to buy more, is going to continue to inflate. So henceforth, the dollar loses its relative strength. I mean, and obviously its absolute strength, and we're seeing this in its purchasing power, is just going away, despite the numbers that they're telling us. Again, you turn on CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business, they're all out here trying to double fist feed you. I mean, we're talking about fakery to the highest degree, and then go beyond that. That's what we're talking about. But again, you must be convinced that what you're seeing with your own eyes is not real. Oh, and also products are not shrinking. So we don't have shrinkflation either. No, you're not seeing that. You can't make it up, but that's really what's going on here. NASDAQ today was the biggest winner. S&P and the Dow put on some gains here on the back of the cratering 10-year yield, relative dollar strength, MMRI falling. I'm surprised this market hasn't put on more gains, actually, on the back of seeing this action here in the debt market, understanding that the stock market itself, the whole darn freaking freak show, derives value from what's happening in the debt market. It's just an incredible thing. It's yes, the Dixie has tanked. The CAD 15. I'm glad you're paying attention. That's the thing. People need, you don't really need too many functioning brain cells. This is the truth. You just have to raise your awareness just a tiny bit. Pay attention to the stuff that's going on around you. And all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, that's, we see what's going on. Thank you, Ryan. Everyone, party on. Absolutely. Anyway, B. Shepherd, you're the man. I am just a dude out here talking. So, all right, let's move forward here. Gold, silver, commodities, crude oil. Are you watching this stuff here? I mean, it's insane to me. Not really, because we knew this was going to happen. Watching this run up in crude oil as of late, and it's not done in my view, and it's not going to stop. Especially seeing what's happening to the relative strength of the dollar. Commodities are priced in dollars. You understand? So this is where you get this boost here. What have I been saying since literally time immemorial? Bet against the debt, become your own central bank, gain exposure to commodities, have a little cryptocurrency, at least exposure here. Bitcoin over 31,500. Let's talk about that real quick. How many of you recall when Bitcoin was 17,500 or so? I said, hey, you know what? I dabbled. I bought a little bit of this stuff. I was called an idiot, an imbecile, every name under the sun because Bitcoin was going to zero, because I've been hearing that since forever. And now we're at 31.5. Where are all those people that called me an idiot, an imbecile, and everything else? They don't exist. It just doesn't seem that way. No. And I can promise you that the price action that we're seeing here with Bitcoin, the big cryptos, XRP, especially now with this ruling, putting on 75% today alone. Do you think this is done? Really, honestly, those of you that hate crypto, I feel sorry for you. I honestly do. Yes, the best investment, in my view, in the world at this particular point is physical silver. You will know that. I love gold. I love platinum, palladium. I still feel silver is the most undervalued, but I don't understand why is it just so wrong to have a little exposure here? Look, me, I'm very diversified. I'm spread out in all kinds of things. It's just crazy here. So you got to be kind of spread out, in my view. But look, if you need to invest in one thing, if you don't have the firepower, let's say, to be very, very diversified, then of course, I mean, what am I going to say? What's Greg going to say? Silver, of course, here. But if you have some extra cash that you just want to maybe just play with a little bit, you can't lose, in my view, by just gaining a little exposure to cryptocurrency. I think they're going markedly higher, people. Again, let's think of the situation we're in. Let's outline, again, I have so much to talk to you about. Market crashes, this call that we just got from a pretty famous guy. We'll talk about that in a moment. But understanding that we have today a monster, a financial Frankenstein that is the debt market hyperbubble, and we've never seen anything like it. Realizing that is not, it can't continue on. Again, we're seeing this moment of maximum saturation get worse and worse. And the first phase of this is obviously inflation. Again, central banks are inflating, they're buying everything, and you can't do this without there being a price to pay. Pretty clear, right? You got to be betting against the debt, becoming your own central bank. We're clear on that. But this hyper bubble in debt has created a stock market that just is so disconnected from reality. Excellent, Henry, rifle owner, PA. That's awesome. Anyway, realizing that what has been created, and this is deliberate. Again, how many of you believe? And I want to hear from you right here. How many of you believe that central banks collectively had no idea at all that we would see what we're seeing now? I mean, they would inflate and inflate and inflate and continue to buy it all. Thank you, old man Odin. I appreciate that. And you and I knew this would happen. I mean, look, like I said all the time, I'm not right all the time by a long shot, but I'm right a large majority of the time. Collectively, we got this. All right. No one can be 100% on. It's impossible. Even machines screw up. All right. When you're looking at the game that we're playing, you and me, all together, is a game of incomplete information. That's the truth. And you got to sit here and evaluate so many things. Thanks again, Mitch. And the dynamics or the things are always moving around, and you have to fill in blanks sometimes and speculate as to what's going to happen. And for the most part, it's not that difficult to stay on the right side of this. And sometimes things are going to go really, really wrong for you. Trust me, I know this. They've gone really wrong for me many, many times over the years. But if you just think about these things, you understand how cash moves through markets, you look at the most likely scenarios over time, you're going to be correct if you just raise your awareness. Doesn't mean you're not going to make some pretty freaking monumental mistakes either. And that's, look, with regard to making mistakes, calling the market, maybe making a trade or two or three, and these things go against you, that should not dissuade you from continuing. Again, you take a situation in life, no matter what it may be, and if things don't go your way, or you sit back and you evaluate, why did this happen, or why did it not go, and then you learn. We learn more from our failures. I mean, monumentally more than our successes. We're successful at something, we pat ourselves on the back. It's all lovely and beautiful. And then when something goes, whatever it might be in life goes against you, it seems to affect people deeper and for a longer period of time. But that is an opportunity. That is an opportunity in my view. I didn't always think like this. And over time, I guess, as you get older, you mellow out, you become more worldly. I got a birthday coming up here on the 22nd. I'm going to be 58 years old. I know Perry just had a birthday here. What are you, 38, bro? You're a kid. Yeah, anyway. I'm going off on a tangent here. But you guys know what I'm talking about here. Lava Girl, we all fail. And I guarantee you're a better person for those failures, for doing the wrong thing once in a while. We can't, we're human beings and we're not infallible. And things just are the way that they are. And but the bottom line, what I always tell you, we got each other's backs. That's what friends do for each other. Honestly, friends pick each other up. When someone falls or makes a mistake, you don't sit there and try to and whatever it might be, tell people, well, I told you so, or whatever it might be. You take that person, you raise them back up here, and you help them along. That's what we have to do, because that's a human quality that I think a lot of the freaks here don't have. Speaking about a human quality, how about this one? I don't want to hear from you. So Fed President Bullard, stepping down immediately from his seat over at the Federal Reserve. What do you think is going on there? You think this guy with his smug smiling face, you know what I'm talking about? Whatever. I can't stand the man. I can't stand even thinking about the man. Look at my Bullard. To see that smug smile on his face. Why do you think he was forced, obviously, to step down immediately? Something's going on here. All right. Obviously, he got caught doing something, and instead of having to maybe pay a fine or go to jail, he just gets to resign immediately. This is something that we're going to need to pay attention to here. Exactly. The rat jumped ship, Tom Anderson. You are exactly right. Yeah, he's a Wall Street puppet. These people are out of their freaking minds here. But I'm really looking forward to that. Let's see here, people. Like I said, I got so much here that I want to talk to you about. So, let's do this. I want to cover some economic news and stuff with you, but I want to talk about this guy here. Probably some of you are familiar with this guy, Jeremy Grantham. This guy runs GMO Financial, about $120 billion under management. This guy, and I want you to look this up for yourself, has been credited with calling the dot-com bubble and calling the 2008 financial crisis before they happened. He said this was going to happen now. Right? This guy right now is warning, and these are his words. An epic stock market crash is coming. He's basically looking at the credit market. I mean, there's a couple of articles on this guy. Yes, he is a very smart guy, Lava Girl. I'm glad you pay attention to this guy too. There's some people out there that deserve the credit, and he's one of them in my view. This guy is, again, calling for an epic market crash based on what he sees in the debt market, the credit market, just like you and I talk about every day. All right, you and I are, I think, at the cutting edge of this entire thing. Now, his outlook on an epic market crash, again, this is him. All right. I am not a crash caller. We are going to get one, and we'll talk about this a little more in just a nanosecond here. But this guy is saying that he believes that the S&P 500 could fall 50% from where we stand. Personally, I've been telling people that I think this market's going to fall 80%. It could fall even more than that. I'm talking about the S&P 500. Again, it doesn't make any sense. When you have a debt market hyperbubble like this, and it's going to burst. I mean, he's looking at the credit market and the debt market just like you and me. Okay, you and I are smart. Most people are fixated looking at the Dow. You and I are way ahead of that. We understand that it's the debt market that's the driver. Debt market implosion is going to melt down global stock markets, and 50%, I think, is a 50% drop in the stock market is nothing. I mean, in my view, a 50% drop in the S&P 500, it's way off. Jeremy is a smart guy. I got it. But I think he's off 80% more than likely in a full-on meltdown of the debt market. Again, what have I been saying since time immemorial? The stock market crash that Jeremy and others are talking about here, and myself too, eventually will occur, is not going to begin nor end in the stock market. It's going to begin and end in the debt market, because it's the biggest bubble in the history of the world. And because the stock market derives value, the stock market is a derivative in many ways as to what's happening over there. So that's how that plays out. But I think it's kind of interesting to hear a guy who's called two of the biggest crashes in our lifetimes. I remember these things, and now saying, in his words, an epic quote, stock market crash. Basically saying that the stock market is a super bubble. Are you ready for this one? He goes on to say that the stock market super bubble is now in its final stage. He's not pointing at a specific time. It's impossible to do. But at least I think the guy's 100% correct here. And again, what is this going to do? Debt market implosion, melts down global stock markets. Cash is going to just move. It doesn't fly away to money heaven. It doesn't just grow money wings and just fly away. It's going to move into commodities. I think it's going to move into cryptocurrencies in a big way as well. And things are going to overcorrect too. I want you to understand how markets always overreact one way or the other way. Okay, they never just. For example, let me just say this: when a market crashes, what is it actually doing? Okay, it's trying to correct a distortion. All right, obviously, Every market crash is the same way. It gets massively overvalued based on this, that, or the other thing, technically, fundamentally, whatever it might be. And then the market crashes. Everybody runs for the door at the same time. When everybody runs for the door at the same time, and this is going to happen here in the debt market as well, not just the stock market. That's what's really going to be the driver here. It tends to overcorrect to a large degree. And when the market does that, there's opportunity here when that happens, and we're going to ride through that too. Believe me, we are going to ride through that first, and take advantage of it at that particular time. Anyway, so this is kind of interesting as well. A couple of things. So you and I understand that. Thank you, Joey Sox. I appreciate that. That the global economy is cratering. Okay, despite what we're hearing, the nonsense, the propaganda, the distractions, and the deceptions. So just to push this point home, what we found out today, global economic news, that the production of goods on a global level has now fallen for 16 consecutive months. 16 consecutive months. On the back of that, debts and deficits continue to balloon beyond our wildest dreams. And this is not going, it's a very, very bad situation to be looking at here. With the global economy slowing down. Why is the global economy slowing down? Let's move forward a little. Hold that thought. This is the Federal Reserve. This came out of a white paper from the Federal Reserve. Look it up for yourself. The Federal Reserve is saying we are at the end of an era for the stock market. And we can expect, this is the Federal Reserve, not Greg Mannarino, or you or anybody else. We, you and I, can expect significantly lower profit growth and stock returns moving forward. Again, you and I have been called every name under the sun. We've been called conspiracy theorists and everything else. But here we have, the institution itself, public enemy number one, saying what you and I already know. This is the stuff you got to dig for, but it's all out. All this information that I share with you, all of it's available to you. You just got to know where to look for it. Okay, you're not going to find this stuff on the mainstream propaganda or anything like that. Thank you, Silver Eagle Ranch. Absolutely, XRP. I did talk about that. Astonishing run up today, and we'll see. I think it's got a lot more to go here. Let me see here what else I wanted to cover. So, end of an era, according to the Fed, with regard to profit growth in the stock market. The global economy shrinking at its fastest pace that we've ever seen. And how is this coming about? Let's think. You and I have discussed right here since day one how what central banks are doing by raising rates is trying to cut off the availability of credit to small businesses and the consumer, obviously killing the economy. That's the real reason why central banks are raising rates. It has nothing to do with slowing down inflation. If they wanted to slow down inflation, they could have done it already. They would just raise the capital reserve requirements of the institutions who have a zero capital reserve here in the United States. But that's the lie. That's what we've been sold since for freaking ever. Anyway, before we keep going on here, let me just make sure I covered everything I wanted to. Final stage of the stock market super bubble. This is not Greg Mannarino. All right. So, because I know I'm going to get called out for this. This is Jeremy Grantham, the guy who called the dot-com bubble and the guy who's been credited with calling that and calling the 2008 financial crisis. So, do I agree with the man? Abso-freaking-lutely. And I'm certain that all of you agree as well. And he's basing his thought on exactly what you and I are looking at. Debt market. It's a time bomb. It's ticking louder and it's ticking faster. Warning from the Federal Reserve, expecting lower growth moving forward. The economy is going to continue to slow down. But then again, we're going to get lovely politicians and freaks sitting behind the Resolute desk telling you how great we're doing. Meanwhile, again, the production of goods on a global level has fallen for 16 consecutive months. How do they justify that when they come up with their lines of nonsense? Anyway, that's pretty much where we are. With regard to the market, it's the debt market. That's the real story here, people. I think we're pretty clear on that. Jeremy Grantham, that's his name. Look it up. Anyway, that's hike or no hike. I think everyone who follows this blog knows my take on that. If you want to answer, you can, or I will. Yes, we're going to get a hike. .com, you still asking me that stupid question, or you're just being silly, okay? Was the crash, Greg? Ex Jeremy Grantham. With the crash, look, this whole thing is over. The economy is out of control. Yeah, sell JEPI. Why would you sell JEPI? Hell no, don't sell JEPI. Look for opportunities to buy more of this stuff. Yes, we're going to get a 25 basis point hike. Thank you, Ken, because that's what I'm saying. Earnings. Do you believe any of this stuff that they're going to feed you anyway? I think all the books are cooked. They've been cooked for a very, very long time. I don't believe any of the data. I really don't. Any of it whatsoever. So whatever it doesn't matter anyway. Let me explain this to you real quick. Okay, let's clarify something here. Earnings, forward guidance, PE ratios, any other fundamental factor you want to think about, dream about, spray your shorts over, or even technical indicators do not matter anymore. When you have this environment and watching the action here in the debt market of suppressed rates, something you and I really believed would happen. When we saw the MMRI cross 250, the first line in the sand, what happened? Stocks started to sell off. So they sold off and sold off and sold off. They sold off for 3 consecutive days. Then we got a bump. We hit 260 with the MMRI. Then it started coming down as rates started dropping. And all of a sudden, here comes the cavalry. Cash makes its way into the stock market. Exactly. It's a freaking clown world. Mitch, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to. And what I'm looking forward to, you're going to laugh. Are you ready to laugh, everyone? Laugh? I'm here. I work basically on East Coast time, but I live in the West Coast. It's hard. I get up every morning at 4:30 so I can get these out because I want to get these things out before the market. When I do my pre-market report for all of you, and I wake up sometimes, I'm like, anyway. So what do you guys and girls think about Bulltard having to resign immediately? What did he do? I tell you, people, man, it's crazy. Manatee County. That's exactly where I'm moving, Steve, just so you know. No, it's not manipulated at all. It's just beautiful and lovely, isn't it? All right, people. Yes, Coco's going to Florida. You think I'm leaving him here? Coco's going with me everywhere. I got 3 dogs. 2, I got Dolly and Vega, who are old, unfortunately, and sick. And Coco, I just adopted from the shelter out here after Prince passed away. My boy Prince, I loved him so much, my little boy. Maybe yes, John Wesley. Maybe he did get caught insider trading. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? How he had to resign like that, and he'll be able to walk away with millions, whatever he got, only because he resigned. You see, you have to understand, and I think you do. These Fed presidents, they're untouchable, and just like Wall Street super bank CEOs, they're untouchable as well. These are anyway. Who resigned? Bullard. Fed President Bulltard. Exactly. Magic Mika. Thanks, man. I'm going to have a fun trip. I'm going to miss all you guys. I'm going to miss all of you a lot. It's kind of odd, being away from all of you. But again, Lava Girl's going to cover this. She's going to cover the markets. She's going to, keep all of you in the know. So pay attention to Lava Girl. She's right here with all of us here. So please take care of that. Where's Lord Humongous today? My last live stream, my last video for the next week, and Lord Humongous isn't here. Axiom's here. Perry's here. A lot of you people here. But where's Lord Humongous? Dude, come on, bro. I thought I'd see you here. Anyway, people, so what we're going to do, you and me, we covered a lot here in this video. And I want to thank all of you for these thumbs up. We got 1,700 people here right now. Over that, got 722 thumbs up. Maybe we can do a little better on those thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. 7.25, 729. Let's do this. Let's get this up. Thanks again, Mitch. Lava Girl, why don't you do a live stream? I think that would be fantastic. Absolutely. Yeah. XRP King. Well, hat goes off to you, sir. Honestly, this is just the beginning for XRP, in my view. We'll see if I'm wrong. I'm going to get the detractors. I'm going to get all the people that tell me, again, when Bitcoin was 17.5, how wrong I was going to be, and I was leading people to the slaughter. I've heard this for so long. It's absolutely unbelievable. All right, people, I'm going to call it right here. All right? You know what we're going to do? We're going to treat this as if it were Friday. Love each other. care about each other, be charitable. We got each other's backs, and I don't care about anything else. All right. We got each other. We will lift each other up when we fall, whenever we fall. We're a team here, and we're going to make this happen. All right, people. Again, love you a lot from the heart. I will see you in roughly a week from today. As soon as I can get a video out, I will. But so take care of each other. All right. I love all of you with all I got in here. And I mean that. All right. I'll see you soon.